Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another segment of the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. I am your host, Kojo, checking in from what was a pretty sunny day here in Los Angeles, California. This is the first late night show that we've had in 2 weeks since we took last week off. We had the breakfast show yesterday morning, so I'm so excited to be back. I can't wait to get into it. We're going to talk about 3 ways to simplify your life with ADHD. I got 3 tips for y'all. But before we start, I want you all to go ahead and use the comment section to let me know your name, where you're checking in from. Missy already knows the drill. Let me know your name and let me know where you're checking in from, and we can get started. Missy from Philadelphia, what's going on? Go Titans! We play the Eagles this week. Hopefully, we beat y'all. Kendra, it's been a while. I'm so grateful to be back. Come back to Augusta. I love Augusta. Cosmos, what's going on? Cynthia Mac, what's up, Cynthia? How you doing? Leisha, happy to see you. Leisha, happy to see you. Jennifer, what's up? What's up from Missouri? Cam from Virginia. Robbie from the UK. Okay, wow. Tina from Canada. John from Florida. I've been good. I'm happy I get to be back on live stream. Rebecca from Providence. Is that Rhode Island? Alstair from Alstair. Angie from Colorado, Switzerland, Iowa, Mary from Maryland. Mary, I like that. Mary from Maryland. Chanella from Texas, Australia. My first time here. Let's go ahead and give Holly a love of the show. It's her first time here. I had a great Thanksgiving, Cynthia. I appreciate you. Perry from Mississippi. Kendra, I got you. Lola from Detroit. Lori from Oregon, Jesse from Arlington, Laura from, okay, awesome. We got Mallory from Orange County. Okay, that's here in Southern California. And yeah, Laisha, I am refreshed. I feel refreshed. I'm good to go, and I'm so grateful that I get to do this. Kansas City. I hope you're not a Chiefs fan. Please tell me you don't like the Chiefs. Please, please, please. I like you, Carly, but I don't like the Chiefs. Kentucky in the house. Welcome to the family, everybody who is here for the first time. So we're going to talk about 3 ways to simplify your life with ADHD. I thought about these 3 things. I thought about this actually on the flight when I went back home to Georgia. But I wrote them down. And this is important because, obviously I have ADHD as well. So I'm always looking for ways to simplify life, because if you make things hard, it's going to be hard to do anything, right? So we have to figure out how to simplify life. So I thought of 3 things that can really help out. And I'm hoping that they're going to help you out, because they help me out. Like, this is actually my life. Like, this is how I have to do things. So hopefully these 3 tips will be very helpful for you. Araja, I appreciate you. Niners. Oh, Lori's a Chiefs. Oh, Lori, I'm trying to like you, but you're a Chiefs fan. The Chiefs have brought me so much pain because they keep beating the Titans. ADHD 8th grade math teacher here. Virginia, welcome. Dang, everybody likes the Chiefs. Well, I like Mahomes. I think great quarterback, beautiful family, but hopefully we beat the Chiefs next time we play them in the playoffs. I will be in Kansas City for that game because I think we'll play them, but we gotta make the playoffs first, right? All right. So the first tip. Let me make sure I can spell this. The first tip for making. Why is everybody here a Chiefs fan? What's going on? I was like, y'all are spamming my chat. Yeah, no, y'all play beautiful football. Hopefully, the Titans can take a page out of your book. All right. So, the first tip. Did I spell redefine correctly? Maybe I didn't spell it correctly. But the first tip on how to make your life simple with ADHD is redefine productivity. Right. So when I do these tips, I really don't do them in any order. But for me, at least right now at this stage of my life, this is the most important one, but all the 3 tips are helpful, but this is the most important one. And let me explain why, right? When you have ADHD, right, a lot of times you're going to have days where you feel like you just wasted a day. Like, you didn't get anything done. You were supposed to do like 4 or 5 things that day. And if you're lucky, you got 1 thing done, right? And because you didn't get the other 4 done, you go into the next day having to do everything you couldn't do the day before. On top of that, you have to do everything that you have to do on that particular day, right? So if I was unproductive on Tuesday, today's Tuesday, right? And I have to do all the 4 things I couldn't get done on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on top of the 2 things I have to do on Wednesday, now I have like 6 things to do, and I'm falling behind, and I don't. I start to. This is how you start to hate yourself, because you're like, I'm not productive. I can't get anything done. I just hate myself, and a lot of us, we tie our self-esteem to our productivity, and I keep telling you all that we shouldn't do that, and I'm no better, because a lot of times when I don't feel like I'm that productive, not that I hate myself, but I'm like, I'm just not proud of the work that I did on this particular day, right? So we have to redefine productivity. So for me, a productive day is a day where you did something that you wanted to do and you're proud of, and that's it. Literally, that's it. Like, if let me use tomorrow for example, right? So tomorrow is filming day, so I'm going to be recording videos. I have to get the trash out in the morning, right? Tomorrow is a trash day for me. So for me, I have to film videos, I have to check emails, I have to work on my book promotion stuff. But if all I do is I wake up, I go to the gym, and I get the trash out, well, I'm gonna get the trash out tonight. So that way I'm not gonna play a dangerous game where I'm trying to take it out in the morning and I miss it. So for Wednesday, as long as I can get the trash out, which I'll do after this live stream, and I can exercise, I'm gonna call it a productive day. Maybe I don't record enough videos, maybe I don't do everything that I want to do, but I'm gonna keep it simple. That simple routine, as long as I can get the trash out and work out, it's a productive day. And the old me would have said, no, I got to get the trash out. I got to do the videos. I have to edit the videos. I used to have like a long list of things that I had to do. And if I couldn't do every single one of them, I felt like I wasted a day. And you start to not, it starts to mess with your self-esteem, right? So we have to redefine productivity, because if you have ADHD, you aren't the problem. The problem is really that we live in the neurotypical world where you have to get certain things done to feel proud of yourself. So what we're doing is we're creating a new world where we can be proud of what we've done without worrying about what people are saying. People say, "Oh, you have to do all these things." No, we're creating a world for ourselves where we can exist and we can appreciate ourselves. So that's why this is number one. It's very important. Austin said the captain's in the house. Austin is the captain. What's up, Austin? I'm so happy that you're here as well. Amber Morgan, what's going on? Laisha says, so true, but what matters is giving yourself credit for the little bit you were able to accomplish and not beating yourself up. Yeah, we're doing the best that we can. Like, you can't be in 3 places at once. We're just doing the best that we can. And as we know better, we hopefully do better. But you can't be too hard on yourself, right? And Jacqueline says, definitely understand that. And Kendra, yeah, you did say you were a Jets fan living in Eagles territory. The Jets are doing pretty good today. Gabby, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And so quick trash check. Quick trash check. Who has taken out the trash so far? So tomorrow is my trash day. I'll get it out after this live stream. Like, I promise y'all. Y'all can remind me on the Discord, but I promise y'all after this live stream, I'm taking the trash out. I'm not gonna play that game where I say, oh, I'm gonna wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning. No, I'm gonna take it out right now. Mallory says, I push myself so much. Right. So Mallory, you're pushing yourself because you have this pressure from external sources where they're like, oh, you have to do all these things. And we live in a hustle culture where it's like, if you haven't hustled and if you haven't created 3 businesses for yourself, then you're not like a boss. Like, I don't believe in that. Like, as long as you do what you're proud of and what you want to do, even if you're taking baby steps, like, there's only so much you can do in one day without getting help from other people. Yeah, Rebecca, though, that's the key. You have to create your own world. Literally, like, what we're doing is we're creating our own world where we can feel proud of who we are. Because if you try and live in the world that we have today and you have ADHD and you forget your wallet or you forget your key somewhere, people are going to tell you that you have a problem. They're going to say, oh, you're so forgetful, I can't rely on you, you're not dependable. But other people's opinions of us is none of our business. So we're going to do what we have to do, and we just keep it at that, right? And Cameron says, I do this daily, and tying in my self-esteem has become default. Cam, look, I hate it so much when I'm like, all right, if I didn't do these 4 things, I'm not proud of myself. Like, literally right now, I have to review videos. I haven't done that. My car tag is expired. So y'all don't snitch on me, but I got to take care of that as soon as possible. I have to be in Miami for an event on Friday. Today is Tuesday, right? I haven't even booked a ticket. If I booked it when I learned that I was going to Miami, it would have been cheaper. Now I'm gonna have to pay so much more because I didn't book it on time. But that's ADHD. So now I'm just gonna say, all right, I'm not gonna judge myself, and I'm just gonna learn to do things on time, so that way I don't have to pay extra, you know, so you can't judge yourself. Like, this condition is not going anywhere. If you have ADHD and you're an adult, like, it's not going anywhere. Laura said, our trash day is Friday. Okay, mine's Wednesday. Last night for today, trash. Okay, so you must have a Wednesday trash day as well. So you have Wednesday. Lori has a Friday one, and Candace got a trash out. So if you have a trash day on Wednesday like me, it would be smart to take the trash out while you're watching this live stream, right? So you can take your phone with you, because I assume most people watch on their phone or on their iPads or whatever. So take your phone with you and listen while you take out the trash, right? And this live stream is a great time to fold your clothes, to do what you got to do, right? So that way after we're off, you don't have to worry about that anymore. And yeah, this is the Discord server is like the best way for me to keep up with everybody and announce certain things. I do want to announce things on Facebook as well, but this is the community that we're trying to grow on Discord, and I'm also doing my best to learn about Discord too. So Emily, that was a Discord right there that Kendra just put up. Kendra, that may have an old link. So Kendra, if you go to my IG and you click the beacons link in there, it should have the up-to-date link on the Discord. Tay says, hearing this helped me. I work full-time and in school and hardly have time for fitness. Tay, so speaking of fitness, today I didn't get to go to the gym, you know, and last week I took it off because I was out of town, you know, for Thanksgiving break. But before that, I had like 24 days in a row where I made it to the gym, and now my streak is over, right? But I overslept this morning. You know, I took Benadryl last night and I overslept. So my streak is over. I have to hit the gym in the morning and start it all over again, right? But if I don't hit the gym in the morning, which I will tomorrow, I'm still going to be proud of myself, right? Hey, Austin, appreciate you. And Alex says, if I have no choice and I'll do it on time, no one's going to wait me to take trash out or show up and take care of my patients. But when it comes to anything in my home, the only thing that motivates me to clean and do things is have my brother live with me. So, Ali, once again, this is what we're talking about. You create a world for yourself, right? And people might say, oh, it's weird that your brother lives with you. But if having your brother live with you makes you more productive, then that's what we got to do, right? That by doubling it really helps out a lot. I overslept today. All right, so raise your hand if you overslept today. Like I'm there as well. Can somebody drop in the IG name? It's at Dr. Turtles. That's the Instagram name right there. And Trisha says, first time in years I actually registered my car before it was expired. Thanks. Oh wow. Finally had the knowledge to go out and get that. Wow. Yo, Trisha. No, this is cool for me. I appreciate you. This is cool for me. Thank you. Yeah. And I don't have my own car registered. So hopefully, you know, if the LA cops are watching, please don't pull me over. I'm trying to get it done as soon as possible. I'm doing my best. Mine's tomorrow. Your trash day. All right, cool. So we got to get that taken care of. And Nicole says, my husband told me not long after we were married, and I was getting down for not getting my whole to-do list down, that the object is progress, not perfection. Ooh. It changed my life, and now I'm much kinder to myself and take pride in getting at least something done. So let's give a love of the show to Nicole's husband right here. Nicole's husband gets a love of the show, and this is so important because when relationships go wrong, a lot of times it's the small things that became big things, right? And if you're dating somebody who is neurodivergent and you don't know how to communicate with them, you're going to say things over time and it's going to turn to arguments. And you'll get past the argument, but then 6 months later, you'll bring it back. You'll be like, oh, remember that time that I forgot something and you called me a dumbass, and then your spouse or your partner was like, oh, that's not a big deal. But those words, like, really, you know, you felt those words, right? So it's important to know how to talk to people who are neurodivergent. That's why a lot of relationships do not work, in my opinion. Like if you have ADHD, autism, or any other mental health condition, right? Not having people around you who support you is big, and that's one of my tips as well. So Dee also overslept. All right, cool. Snoopy overslept too. Didn't oversleep. It was just hard to get out of bed. Hey, well, look, we're all here, so we gotta be proud of ourselves. We got out of bed, right? We got out of bed. So we're talking about Leilani. Cool. When she can get on, or whenever she can get on, is fine. And Austin, I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Austin. Let me get the second. Where I put the tips at on my phone. The second tip All right. The second tip is knock out the easy tasks. Right. All right. So the second way to simplify your life with ADHD is knock out the easy tasks. Right. So when I say easy, nothing is really easy. Let me just say that because I don't want you to think that, oh, I can't do this and it's supposed to be easy. I feel bad about myself. No, nothing is really easy. But whatever you can do that takes like less than a minute or two, if you can knock that out right then and there, that will help you out a lot. Like literally, let's just do it. So something like taking out my trash, that's an easy task, right? Because relatively easy because all I have to do is go in the kitchen. I have to tie it up, and then I put a new trash bag in the can, and then I literally walk outside and I take it out, then I'm done, right? But if I say, oh, I'm going to do it later, then now I have to take out my trash. I gotta renew the car registration in my car. I gotta book the flight that I haven't booked, right? And then everything piles up. So it's gonna be much easier if the things that you have to do that are relatively easy, if you just knock them out. Like you're gonna thank yourself later, right? And one of the biggest lies that we tell ourselves, I do this all the time, is when you're driving home at night and you're low on gas and you say, oh, I'll fill up on the way to work in the morning. That's one of the biggest traps of all time. Because I've said it to myself many times and I say, oh, I'm gonna, fill up before I go to work or in the morning. And you always tend to be rushing and you're like, if I just got gas last night, or if I got gas the day before, then I wake up in the morning, there's already gas in my car. I just have to drive straight to work instead of having to drive, go find a gas station. You have to pump the gas and you have to get back on the road, right? So whatever is relatively simple to do, just do it right then and there. And also give yourself credit for that. Give yourself credit for that thing as if it was a difficult thing, because if it took you a while to do it, then I guess we can say it's not that easy. Maria says, take it to try. Yeah, Maria, it is because it's a nuisance, right? Like I wish that I could press a button, the same way I press a button for Instacart or DoorDash, which I could just press a button and my trash would just like go outside, but that's just not how it works, unfortunately. Christian says, yeah, some things are definitely easier than some. Oh, I hate the dishes. I hate the dishes. Oh my gosh. But I don't know how to use a dishwasher, so I gotta do the dishes. Didi says, I try to make my bed every day, and it's the first accomplishment of the day. For the day it gets a little easier. I love the show for Didi right here. Yee. Having a bed that is made versus a bed that is messy, like it makes a big difference, right? And the older I get, I'm like, I just love walking into like a clean room, right? And right now my bed is kind of clean. Maybe 5-10 minutes I get it straightened out. But if I were to walk into my room and it was just clean, I'd be like, this just feels so good, right? So if you wake up in the morning and you're able to make the bed, like that's an accomplishment. Like that should be part of your routine. Like if you can do it consistently, I wake up in the morning, I'm already by the bed because I got out of the bed. So now I'm just gonna make the bed, right? So this could be one of the easier tasks in the day. So if you do that, you give yourself credit. That's one point right there. And then you build up points throughout the day. Because if you forget this and then you get to noon and then you're like, oh, I forgot my wallet at home, you're starting to get down on yourself because you're like, oh, I got to work late. I forgot my wallet. There's low gas in the car, right? So we have to start the day off on the right foot. You have to give yourself credit for whatever you can do. Brooke says, I thought myself in a bad mood today. Everything is part of my ADHD. My thoughts can get the best of me some days. No, Brooke, this happens to me. It happened to me today. Like I had to do like 3 or 4 things a day, and each thing I did it late. I showed up to the barbershop late, so I made sure to pay him extra because I want to keep myself accountable. But I had to like reframe things and say, okay, I can't be on time every day. Like it's impossible for anybody to be a rock star every single day. Like nobody, even somebody without ADHD, cannot do that. It's just not human. No, I don't know a single person who can have a perfect day every single day. So we have to give ourselves some credit. We gotta give ourselves some grace. Yeah, I love the show for Didi. Love the show for Didi. And I hate the dishes, and I have a dishwasher. Yeah, the dishes. I don't know what the worst chore is, but the worst chore for me is either the laundry or the dishes. One of those two is just the worst of all time. I hate it. Taylor says, I have a question. What advice do you have for finishing the job? I'm told that all the time. Like, don't put something back or put away all the tools I use for the task. shutting the drawer, or putting the trash outside without the trash can. All right, so Taylor, what I would do for this, because I caught the question, focus on a few things, right? Or actually, I'll just focus on one. Don't try and focus on putting everything back, putting away all the tools, shutting the drawer, putting the trash outside behind the trash can. Focus on one thing, right? So if I were you, I'd probably go for the trash outside in the trash can because we have to take out the trash every week. So instead of putting the trash outside behind the trash can, don't worry about all that extra stuff. Just for the next month, your goal should be when I take the trash outside, I'm gonna put it inside the trash can and I'm gonna master that. And then I'll worry about everything else later. Because if you try and do 3 or 4 things at one time, it's gonna be hard, right? And I learned something from my publicist. He told me that when he sends out emails, he'll only do like ask somebody for maybe 1 or 2 things at a time. Because if you ask people for more than 3 things at one time, it's hard for them to remember everything, right? So you're only one person, Taylor. We can't do everything all at once. Like I wish we could, but actually, maybe I don't. I wouldn't wish that we could, but we're just doing the best that we can, right? Um, don't get me started on the laundry. I swear it could be. Oh, right, Charlotte. I agree. I hate laundry, and right now my dryer doesn't want to dry properly. So sometimes I go to the laundromat and I'm like it's a whole thing to get the laundry done. So if you hate laundry like me, once you get the laundry done, or even a little bit of it, you have to give yourself some credit. Do something for yourself that you don't normally do. Go get some ice cream. Go get the extra guac. Get 2 extra cookies. Just to be proud of yourself, right? And let me see what Andrew said. I started today in a bad way. Got in my first job of the day. Everything fell apart. I called my wife. She calmed me down. I went home and I started over. First time I tried it and it worked pretty good. All right, we got to do a double of the show. One for Andrew and for one for Andrew's wife. And the dryer filter. Oh, Laisha, I've checked all of that, but yeah, even thinking about my dryer not working is pissing me off. But no, let me talk about ADHD in relationships. So Andrew, shout out to you and your wife, but people don't realize that this is so important. The way you talk to somebody, especially someone who's neurodivergent, is very, very important, right? So when I see people get it right, like you and your wife did, this is incredible, right? And if you're watching, you're single right now, these are the things that you should be looking for, right? And for me, growing up, I was like, oh, I gotta get the girl who looks like this or whatever. And the older I get, of course, you have to be attracted to somebody. Like that goes without saying. But now, the older I get, my priorities are different. Like somebody who's good for your soul is like way more important than like looks or money or like when you're having a bad day like this, right? Andrew, you can you can speak on this, right? Let's say Andrew married like the most beautiful girl in the world and didn't care about what how she talked to him or whatever. You're having a bad day, you get to work, you call your wife for support, and she's like, "Oh, I'll just figure it out." All right, that's not gonna help out anybody, right? We need people who are good for our souls. So this. I just wanted to say that. So shout out to you and your wife. Double love of the show. A double love of the show. And Kendra, can you help Jenny with this? I'm not sure why the Discord is doing that. And Tina, the reason why you feel like you have to get everything done in a day is because we live in this world where people give you credit for being super productive, right? So if you woke up, you took the dog out, you took the trash out, you went to the gym, you did a hour and a half workout, you went to work and you were like a superstar at work. You came back from work on time, you picked up the kids, you made the food, then you did the laundry, then you did the dishes, then you give yourself credit. Like that's not realistic. Who can do that every single day for 5 days in a row? No, that it just doesn't work that way, right? But that's what we give people credit for. We those people who do that, they're superstars, right? And we look up to them. And that's if you can do that and you can sustain it, fine. Like like if I could do that, I would love it. But because a lot of us can't, because it's just hard to do it, whether you have ADHD or not, we have to understand that, all right, we got to create our own world where we redefine productivity and we figure out that, if we do a couple of things every day, like let's say you have severe depression right now and it's getting darker every day and it's messing with your mood. If you can get out of bed, right, and you can make your bed and go get something to eat, that's a productive day, right? But if you tell, somebody like the average regular person, What'd you do today? Were you productive? And they said, oh, I got out of bed and I made the bed and I made breakfast. No, you're gonna look at them or they'll look at you like, what? Like that's not a productive day. But in the world that we've created for ourselves, that is a productive day, especially if you have severe depression. Because if you had severe depression and you had a hard time getting out of bed, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't know what that is like, then you're thinking to yourself like, that doesn't make any sense. Like normal people get out of the bed and they go about their day, right? So that's what we have to do. She's great. We both suffer from ADHD, but she's my rock. I really don't know how she does it for both of us and our 3 kids. Well, the more Andrew, the more I think about it, I'm like, I think I need a ADHD wife. I said it as a joke, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm joking or if I'm for real. I might be for real, Andrew. I really might be for real. uh, Rebecca says, often people with ADHD can feel overwhelmed. What do you feel impacts your condition the most and helps you not feel as overwhelmed in chaotic environments? Good question, Rebecca. So for me, like you're right. Sometimes that feeling of being overwhelmed comes, and you can't do anything about it, or you can't do anything about the fact that you're overwhelmed or overstimulated or you're behind. But then I tell myself that I'm only one person, right, and I can only do so much. So I lean on the people around me, family, friends, assistant, whatever help I can get, because I realize that it's not normal for one person to do it all. So when I tell myself that, that makes me feel better. I'm like, okay, whatever I'm feeling in this moment, let myself feel it, but understand that the average person or one person shouldn't have to carry a load so heavy, right? Let me see. I get it. Let me see. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 kiddos past 5 years. It's hard. My psychiatrist says that being a stay-at-home mom is hard for people with ADHD. I need more structure. It's hard some days. Ooh, so let me say this. Anytime you don't have structure and you have ADHD, it's really difficult, right? Like I remember when like there was a good like actually maybe my whole career, like the same way, yeah. Now I think about it, like when I took a break from seeing patients back in March, I really struggled because I didn't have that structure. Like when I was doing telehealth and I was seeing people in Virginia and I'm in California, I knew that I had to wake up, at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5:30 because I had a patient at 9 o'clock on the East Coast, which is 6 o'clock in California, right? So there's nothing more embarrassing than oversleeping an appointment with a patient, right? And it's never happened for me because I'm like, okay, if I can't wake up for myself, I have real people with real issues who are depending on me. So that always got me into shape, right? So I depended on work and I depended on my patients for routine and structure. So I took a break from seeing patients and I was putting out more content. I struggled for a good 2.5 months because if you wake up at 2 p.m., you just don't feel good about yourself. So I was like all over the place. And that's what made me start, the gym thing where I work out every morning because it finally gave me structure. So as a stay-at-home mom, I think that's one of the biggest struggles for a stay-at-home mom, whether you have ADHD or not, is the fact that you are your own like boss. And outside of the kids, you have to figure out that structure. It's very difficult. It's extremely difficult. So I know this from personal experience. So you gotta give yourself some credit, bro. This is super hard. Super hard. And I feel less overwhelmed not working at a tradition. Oh wow, wow. So Didi, I agree with you. Now that I figured out the structure, like, oh, I wake up in the morning, I hit the gym before I even look at emails, right? So that way, when I come back to the computer, I have a clear mind and I can think and I can breathe. Um, Loveland, yeah. It, you could say that ADHD, PTSD, and anxiety can make life hard in general, and it can make ADHD. When you say worse, I'm not sure. It can make life more difficult, right? And a lot of times ADHD doesn't come by itself. So there's a lot of people who have like all three of these, versus just having ADHD by itself. So that's why it's important, when you talk to a provider, to let them know all your issues so that you can treat everything. Because if you have ADHD, anxiety, and PTSD, and you're only getting like a stimulant for ADHD, you're still going to be anxious. What are you doing for that? Maybe the stimulant is making you more anxious. The PTSD, what are you doing for that? Like it'd be helpful to talk to somebody. And we also have meds for PTSD as well. So hopefully that was helpful. Ooh. I like this right here. Yeah. Picking up a hobby is very, I didn't make this a point, Kendra, but this is so important. Like you have to do things that you enjoy. If you can make time for crocheting, knitting, crafting. I'm always looking for a new hobby. I'm always looking for a new hyperfixation. I was talking with my publicist about maybe getting a Nintendo Switch, and I might start playing the Pokemon games again. Like something fun, because our brains need new things. Like you need something new. So with the content creation, me doing acting and things like that, I'm like, oh, I've never done that before. That's fun. It keeps this thing going, right? The only way I've been able to do this content creation thing for 3 years is I'm looking for new ways to make it fun for myself. Because otherwise, like I would have stopped. Not that I don't appreciate my community, but once the excitement is gone, I'm like, okay, like I need something else to do. So I can do the same thing by switching it up, right? And Charlotte, once again, I'm so grateful for you all, because this right here is stimulation. Like this is helpful for all of us, and many thanks to Facebook as well. Like I've told them so many times, everybody at Meta and Facebook, that I'm grateful for this platform. I don't know if this is the metaverse or whatever it's called, or I don't know, but I'm really grateful for this platform, specifically Facebook. That's been one of the biggest surprises all year for me. I'm very grateful for this community here on Facebook. I'm on disability and I haven't worked in a year. I feel like every day is Groundhog Day and it's quite paralyzing. I miss the structure of work. Tishawn, I know how this feels, and whatever simple thing you can do to kind of switch it up could be very helpful. Because like structure, that's why I always say that somebody asked what's worse, adult ADHD or when you're a child and you have ADHD. And I tend to think that adult ADHD is worse because now you have to be in control of your own schedule. And it's really hard. Like it was easier when somebody was telling me what to do and where to show up at what time, so you have to give yourself some grace, to Sean, and know that you're doing the best that you can. Right. And as you can figure out different things, it can be helpful. All right. Let me drop the third tip right here. Got sidetracked as usual. Oh, this is a really big one right here. And this also speaks to what what's his name was saying, what Andrew was saying earlier. And yeah, no, but Austin, yes, adult ADHD is living life on hard mode. It is. It's like, I don't know if you've played like a video game before, but like certain video games, they have like rookie mode and easy mode and intermediate mode and hard mode, right? And I play Madden. You have like rookie and then medium and like all Madden. When you have ADHD as an adult, you're playing life on hard mode, right? So you have to like figure out these different cheat codes. The videos that I drop are like cheat codes to figure out how to like navigate life, And Shine Shell. We keep all the streams up, so whatever you missed in the beginning, don't worry. I'm not going to delete any of the streams, and I'm also organizing them into playlists as well. All right, and the third tip is very important right here. How do I type this thing in here? And this speaks to what people were saying earlier when they said their spouses were helping them out. All right, so this right here is also very, very important. This is the third tip. Find cheerleaders and learn how to ask for help. And when I say cheerleaders, I'm talking about people in your community, people around you, right? This right here, this is like, we got 89 people on here, right? And even though that's less than what we used to get a couple of months back when people were coming on the stream more, that's 86 people, 86, 89 people on here. That's 86 cheerleaders, right? So if you didn't have the most productive day today, right, and you come on this stream and you see 86 people like cheering you on, right? Like imagine if you were having a hard time getting out of bed, right? And some way, somehow, 86 people showed up at your house and were clapping for you. Like you would get out of bed and you would feel proud of yourself, right? So imagine that you have 86 people clapping for you when you're struggling to do something, right? And that same way, we have to find people in our environments who want to cheer us on and help us out. Because if you have ADHD, sometimes you're playing that game of, oh, I don't like myself today, or like I wasn't productive, or I don't feel good about myself, right? So having people who reinforce that belief that you are valid, you are legitimate, you do bring value, and you're on the right track, that goes a long way, right? So we need cheerleaders, right? And we have to learn how to ask for help. This is something that I struggle with because I just like to do things on my own. Like I'd rather do something on my own than to have to be like, can you help me out with this? Can you, like I've struggled with asking for help my whole life. I remember being in college and asking my dad for $5 and he would send like 15 or 20 and like it would make my whole day. I'm like, oh, I got 20 bucks. I'm about to ball out, right? So asking for help is difficult, but when you have a support system of people who support you, it's a little easier to ask for help. It's not all the way easy, but it's easier because you trust them. They're not going to hold it against you or say, oh, I helped you out this one time. Now you have to help me out, right? Like when it feels transactional, it's not authentic, right? It doesn't feel good, right? Transactional relationships just don't feel good, right? Unless it's like a business transaction and it's purely transactional. But when they're a genuine friend, it just doesn't hit the same. So I think that's why asking for help and finding people around you who support you, that can go a long way. And it definitely makes life a little bit easier with ADHD, right? Keep in mind, we're creating this world where we can, thrive, not just survive, thrive. Yeah, Chris, yeah, no, it's super hard. And it's, yeah, busy people, it's hard to ask for help. But I mean, I always tell my friends and family members, I'm like, hey, sometimes I might not be able to get back to you within the day, but like I will definitely call you back. And I take like my Sundays before the football games to try and call people back and figure out, oh, I didn't get your message. I'm trying to get back to you. But people know that I'm busy, but I still want to help. When I'm able to. Josh says, when you have to sacrifice sleep in order to have time to do the hobby because military demands. Right. And nothing against the military, Josh, but I know what you mean. The military is just like it's the real world, right? They're like, all right, this is how we do things. And if you're trying to create that world where you can thrive, right, for a neurodivergent individual, sometimes the worlds collide where you have your world you created and you have the world that you're forced to be a part of, and it can be pretty difficult sometimes. All right. And yes, like Kendall says, you will be able to view the live stream immediately after it ends. And we are at 30 minutes. Can somebody drop in the magic word? I don't have water right now, but I got jasmine green tea and it has 0 calories. So it's like flavored water. But it's not really water, but this is gonna be where I drink for the water break. We'll call it the water break. And Rick, look, I'm happy you joined this live stream tonight. Yeah, like tomorrow will be better, right? You have to say tomorrow will be better. And for me, I woke up late, and I never wake up this late. But cross country traveling will do that to you. But I had whatever I did today, I'm proud of it. So I'm gonna take that into tomorrow. And like I said, after the live stream, I'm gonna go to the kitchen. I'm gonna grab the trash. I'm gonna tie it up. I'm gonna take it outside. So I'm gonna give myself credit for Wednesday without being in Wednesday. Of course, if you're if you're in the UK, you're already into Wednesday. But here in California and in the US, like we're still in Tuesday, right? So I'm gonna take the trash out, and that's gonna be the first thing I'll give myself credit for. Everyone get your spicy water a week. Let me hey, there we go. Kendall says, go get your water. Yeah, I like this idea, Kendall. Let me go get some actual water because the water break, you need some water. So I agree with Kendall. Let me go get some water real quick. Actual water. All right. I got some spicy water. It's liquid death. I hate to promote brands, but I got it for free. So this is spicy sparkling water for me. All right, so cheers, y'all. Time for the water break. Cheers. Ooh, Mickey Ficky. You Mickey Ficky. Oh boy. All right, let me answer 2 questions real quick. Rebecca's and then somebody said something about aspiring mental health nurse practitioner. All right, so real quick. All right, 6 or 7 different types. So Rebecca, I only know about 3 types of ADHD, right? The inattentive type, and the hyperactive type, and then you have something called combined, which is like a combination of both. So the inattentive type is the one that women normally present with, and that's why they go undiagnosed. But men can have it as well, where you might be zoning out, easily distracted, have a hard time following up with commitments, like you're spaced out, and then you have the hyperactive type where you're blurting out things, you're interrupting people, cutting into conversations, things of that nature. You might have a hard time sitting still. You have the combined type, which is like a combination of both. So those are the three types that I know about. But some people say that there's more types. I'm not sure, but that's what I know. And Megan, any advice? Yeah, so I would say if you want to be a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, understand that yes, right now, like I've been keeping up with what they're saying online. This is a career that a lot of people do jump into because like, oh, there's because supply and demand, the salaries are rising for psych nurse practitioners, and people sometimes just want to jump into that career to make money, and that's fine. But understand that you have a huge role in today's like healthcare world, right? Because if you're gonna go into psychiatry, keep in mind that like you're needed. You're never gonna, as long as you want to, you will always have a job, right? So never think that your role is too small. I understand that you play a big part in healthcare, and also don't forget that as a psych NP, even if you get a DNP and you're doctor like me, just understand that your nursing background is going to be very helpful because as a nurse, as nurses, we get to spend time with the patients and really get to talk to them. So you have to keep that same empathy, that desire to be with the patient, even as you become a provider and now you're writing out the prescription, right? You go from giving the patient Zoloft physically, to now you're writing a prescription for Zoloft. You're writing prescriptions for Abilify, lithium, and now you're the big boss, right? But just understand that your job is very important, and you'll never be without a job. And I think you'll enjoy the job, at least if you ask me. But just understand that this is a very important job. You got to take the job seriously. I've always taken my job seriously, but I've never taken myself seriously. So, like I have fun with the patients, just like, but when it comes down to it, like I know my stuff. I'm on top of things. So, don't take yourself too seriously. Enjoy life, but take the job seriously. Like when you have a patient in front of you, that's somebody's like father, that's somebody's mom, that's somebody's son, daughter. Like it's a real person. Like, and you're the person who has to like help them out. Like it's a big responsibility, And sometimes I don't want to think of it like that because they'll psych you out and you're like, like so much pressure on you. But just do your job, and as long as you care, you will always be fine. Because if you don't know the answer, you'll reach out to different NPs, you'll reach out to a physician assistant or a psychiatrist who knows the answer. So as long as you care, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. And before I end the live stream, dang it, because I do have to dip. I want to say that this is the first time that I'm getting to show my book in the live stream right here, and the book matches the theme of all of this. The Late Night with Dr. Kojo. This is the book that will be available December 6th. It's called Feeling Good, a Mental Health Workbook. Self-love, mindfulness, and emotional learning exercises for a positive outlook on life. I'm very proud of this. This is my second book. I want to say thank you to Simon & Schuster for supporting me and believing in me. We're going to toss the stigma and keep moving. So I'm so grateful that this is the first time I've showed this book anywhere on the internet here on the live stream. So yeah, I'm excited for this book. I got a lot of copies sent to my house. So we're going to do some giveaway where we give away the books. If you're one of the moderators, please don't apply because I'm going to send the moderators a copy of the book. I'll sign it regardless. So I'm going to do a giveaway. I think I got like 10 extra copies, but whatever books we give away, I'm going to sign the book and I'm going to write you a message and we'll ship it to you. I have 2 extras for the moderators, but yeah, I'm just so excited. The first book is called You Already Won. Let me see if I can grab the book real quick. The thing is right here. Oh, wow. So, oh my gosh, this is a proud moment for me. So we have, yeah, we got both of the books here. So this is my, right here. This is my first book right here. I wrote in 2019. And this is the book that really helped me get started on social media. because in this book I talked about my journey, getting diagnosed with ADHD, and I wanted to take it out because I was embarrassed to talk about the fact that I had ADHD, and there's just a lot of stigma at that time, and I didn't think that I could tell people that, or nobody was talking about ADHD on the internet. So I was ashamed to put it in the book, but I kept it in the book, and I'm so happy that I did. And it was an Amazon bestseller when it came out, and I'm very proud of this book. And then now we have this new book right here, Feeling Good Mental Health Workbook, and I'm proud of this one as well. And I'm just so excited that it's done, it's out. It will be in audiobook format as well. So if you prefer to listen to an audiobook, it's going to be, you can get on Audible. And the best thing about the book is we have actual exercises in here. Like if you look at these exercises, like, I don't know if y'all can read this, but there's actual exercises. So challenging self-limiting beliefs, right? So right here, you would put the self-limiting belief, and then you'll put the alternate positive affirmation. So this book is going to really help to break that stigma. And the very next page, I think is what, like sadness. I'm going to turn the page in the book. The very next page is like sadness. So we talk about sadness, depression, grief. We talk about everything in this book. And I'm going to be referring to this book a lot on the live stream, and finding ways to bring the book to you, even if you don't get the book, or even if you don't have the audiobook. I'm going to find my way. I'm going to make sure that we get the elements of this book, even if you don't buy it, because the most important thing for me is that you all benefit from it. Like, I want to make sure that it's helpful to you. Like, it's not all about selling, and making money. And I'm sure that, like, we have to sell copies, and, the company, Simon & Schuster, wants me to sell. They're like, oh, we took a chance on Dr. Kojo. Hopefully it sells and it makes money. But my priority is I did help people. And as long as you help out people, everything else will work out. So oh man, I'm so excited for this book. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm even late. I gotta get going. Kendra, so let me say something real quick. This book is only available on Amazon, but this book will be available in all stores. So like Barnes and Noble, like all the different bookstores. Like I can't think of all of them, but it'll be available in all the so you can go to the store and pick it up, or you can pre-order it. But this is my baby right here. So I'm just really grateful, because at one point I didn't think I could get the book done. Like I had to use like Google Docs, and like I had to like use a dictation, but we made it. So I'm grateful. So thank you so much to everybody for just all the support. And I just want to thank y'all. I do have to get going, but oh yeah, Kendall, I would love to do I need to talk to my publicist. I'd love to do a book tour, or something, comedy tour, just some way to get to meet real people and just interact. So I'm just grateful for this. So wow. All right, I gotta get going, y'all. But next live stream is Thursday, the late night show. I'll try and do a couple more, a couple extra live streams, because I have so much to say, and I want to start talking about things in the book. Like I want to start bringing the book to you all, even if you all don't get the book, or even before the book drops. So I want to say thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you all at the next live stream. And I'm going to leave this up here for 5-10 seconds so we can see the Facebook live schedule. So I'm just full of gratitude right now. So just thank you so much, everybody, and I really appreciate you all. And let's keep the positive vibes going. So until next time, peace. Y'all take care.